as expected, Man City won that game 3-0 at Old Trafford. Fairly one-sided derby. Started off with United looking gutsy, looking like they might be able to, have one of their big results that they have had a few times against City last season. Obviously, they beat them 2-1. But after Haaland's penalty, it was pretty one-way traffic. City 3-0, could have been more goals. Louie, thoughts on the game?
Man, where do I start?
Yeah, that's why I just said thoughts on the game.
But first of all, I think it started really well.
Yeah.
If they would have got that first goal, maybe it's such a cliche, but maybe the game would have gone differently. Probably not, to be honest, because the contrast in quality, tactics, everything between the two sides is just chalk and cheese, especially at the moment. I think there's a couple of players from United who I thought did okay, but then gradually as the game went on, they got worse. Notably, Haaland. I think Rashford made a couple of good runs, and he looked bright at stages. But there was a couple of times where United just couldn't find him. But I think Haaland looked bright until obviously he gave away the penalty. But look, he's not a defender. I'm not going to judge him on that. Same way I wouldn't judge a centre back on scoring goals. It's not what he's there to do.
Stonewall penalty for you?
Stonewall, do you say?
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Oh.
Stonewall, the opposite.
Yeah.
Look, I can see why it was given. But how many times do we see things like that and not given? So as well, I think in that situation, you have to give the benefit of the doubt to the defender because, firstly, it wasn't a goal scoring opportunity. Secondly, I don't think he's trying to foul him or anything like that. I think it's just he's trying to get that little tiny edge. But if he did get that little tiny edge, he wouldn't have gained anything from it anyway. So I don't think VAR should be intervening for things like that. I think it should only intervene if he punched him in the face, fair enough, or if he's rugby tackled him, or if he's proper pulling his shirt, then fair enough. But for something like that, I don't think it's VAR. I don't think it's worth VAR intervening. And we've got to this stage now with VAR where it's gotten so bad where the referees are nervous to make a mistake, so they're checking everything. But then with that nervousness comes more mistakes where they're checking things, and then we even seen it in the Burnley Bournemouth game where they checked it, gave it, and then came back and then rechecked it again and then took it away. I just think it's ruining the ebbs and flows of the game. It makes the game slower when you take I personally thought that United City game was quite a good end-to-end game until that decision. I thought Burnley, Bournemouth, that's such a huge game with so much at stake. That 3 points for Bournemouth, 2 points, 3 points for Bournemouth, 1 point lost for Burnley. That could be the difference between staying up and going down. That's £180 million mistake. And look, I don't necessarily blame the refs because I think it's been so dramatized now, and it's just the lack of confidence breeds more lack of confidence. So, look, I don't blame the refs. I'm not going to talk about the ref because the penalty decision is pretty irrelevant anyway. I know I said it kind of ruined the game. It didn't ruin the game. It ruined the flow of the game. But City were building at that point anyway. They were going to score at some point.
Yeah, I agree. I do think, to be honest, you do use VAR for that. I mean, that's previously you see that happen so much in the box. My problem, though, is that I do feel like I see a lot of instances of what happened to Rodri with other teams. I don't really see it given as much. So to do that in a high-stake game, I don't know. I don't think it was overturning necessarily worthy, but of course, I do think it was.
And also at the time, did anyone watching or did anyone in the crowd even shout? Did you notice anything when, for instance, I go back a couple of months now, that Arsenal versus United game where Gabriel does that pull on Haaland, which stops him getting through. That's very, very similar. I don't think it's a penalty. The same way do you know what? I'm 50-50 on it. Maybe it's a penalty, maybe it's not. I'm glad VAR didn't intervene for the sake of the game. I wish VAR didn't intervene today. But, we've seen incidences of it happening. So I just don't get the consistency.
Yeah. No one does. No one does, and I don't know. They are gonna have to sort that out. I do think VAR is the right thing. It's just, yeah, where is the consistency? You are right. That's not too different, to be honest, from the Hoyland Gabriel one. So yeah, but look, aside from that, City obviously go on cruise, win the game. Haaland back to his best today. Foden looking good. Everyone's looking good for them. United now 10 games, 5 losses. After what was actually a period where United weren't playing well, but they got free in the spin. Look, they weren't expected to win today. But obviously, speaking earlier in the group chat, you don't think Ten Hag is giving United the best possible chances in these games?
I've been Ten Hag in until today.
Wow.
And I'm one of the ones who have been extremely patient. Extremely patient, as I tend to be with managers. I don't like managers going and the whole process starting again. You know, I said it with Arsenal and Arteta. I've said it with Oli. I gave Oli more than enough time, probably too much time. Even Mourinho, I gave him a lot of time. Even David Moyes at the time. I mean, I was really, really young when that happened, but even at the time, I was kind of like, you know, it's not really his fault. These problems that he's inherited. You know, that's like being with your wife for 30 years and then expecting to love the next woman as much as you did. Like, it's never going to be the same, is it? Let's be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I always give managers time, but from the day he took over to now, it's gone worse.
Yeah.
And look, I know there's a lot of injuries, but and some of them are unlucky, but a lot of them are muscle injuries. And a lot of that tells to me that something in training they're doing is they're overworking them, because even when it comes to a game, they look okay for the first 10 and then they look really, really sluggish for the rest of the game. Something's telling me he's just making them do laps, bruv.
Yeah. You know, maybe them being okay for the first 10 minutes is a sign that maybe, you know, they've just had the instructions, the team talk. So they're hyped initially for that first 10 minutes, but after that hype goes, there's not really any ideas. That's possibly what it is.
But then they come out at half time and they concede in the 48th minute every fucking game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But what I find weird is that, look, Man United have had loads of injuries this season. But United had injuries last season, let's not lie. And we kind of praised Ten Hag because he was able to get a lot out of quite a depleted squad at times. You know, I don't really know. I'm just surprised at the difference between last season and this season. Because last season United weren't fancy to go on and get top four. Got top four with ease. And it is the same crop of players mainly, and it's just I guess if Rashford isn't scoring, there's no ideas really for United.
I think the problem with United is, and it's been this problem ever since Fergie's left, where you're always 2 or 3 results away from a crisis, or 1 result away from a crisis, and then you're 1 result away from we're back. You know, Rashford will go and score a hat-trick against Everton and everyone will be like, oh, he's back, or Bruno will have a performance and everyone will say he's back, or Haaland will go and score and everyone will say, oh, he's arrived. Like, all of those things might have a degree of truth at the time. However, it's gone on too long where one game to the next, we don't know what Man United were getting, and it wouldn't have surprised me if United came out today and got a result.
Yeah, neither.
But then it also wouldn't surprise me if they won and lost 7-0.
Yeah, which we have seen.
You can't have that. You at least when, like, for instance, Newcastle haven't got the greatest of results so far this year. But when I watch them, at least I can see a plan. I can see a style of play. I can see the way they want to be. Even Liverpool last year, they weren't winning games, but I could see the way they wanted to play. Arsenal, when they finished 8th under Arteta, you guys were really poor, couldn't score a goal to save your life, but I could see the process.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I can't see. Even, like, I know United are above them, but even watching Chelsea, I can see what Poch is trying to do.
Yeah.
I can see the way that he's trying to play. I can see why he makes decisions that he makes. I can see why he played Palmer in a number 10 yesterday. I can see why he's been playing Colwell at left back. I can see why he put Cucurella at right back, because, you know, I can understand it. With Ten Hag, like, I don't understand why Lindelof's at left back. I don't understand why he takes off Amrabat, sticks McTominay at number 6 when
Yeah,
McTominay was causing. He was the most dangerous player going forward. Why move
yeah,
your
that's
most
top.
Why move your most dangerous player backwards? Ericsson has been good off the bench last couple of games, but today he looked like he was. I don't know, bro. The man can't run. He's playing walking
Yeah,
football, bruv.
yeah, yeah.
Like
One of his signings as well. I think that's been a criticism of Ten Hag that his signings
Sonny's been poor.
have been quite poor. So why was last season so good? But yeah, this season, do you think the level of the Premier League's just got better this season? Do you think because the physical demands are exactly pretty much the same? You know, you had Europa League last season,
Mm,
and they're thriving in that competition. Obviously, Champions League is a bigger level, but the group United have, apart from Bayern Munich, you know, United should be doing way better than they are. So
mm,
yeah, what? Because I don't know. As I said, start of the season, I had United second because I thought with a
mm.
fully fit squad that they didn't have last year, um, and the potential of maybe Arsenal not um, living up to, you know, the potential of Arsenal being a one season wonder. If you like, I thought United would actually have a good season. Um, but yeah, like we say, last season was a bit of a fluke season then for United, or you just
No,
don't know.
because even at times last season there wasn't really a style of play. It was kind of just copy Ollie's playbook, but
Yeah.
you've got the experience of Casemiro who can pull you out of it. You've got Rashford performing at levels like he's the best player in the world.
Mm.
You've got Bruno coming up with moments. You're not conceding as many goals, and I think the main part of not conceding goals was they had a settled back four every week. I think this season there's been 9 or 10 different combinations already,
Mm.
and none of them have looked comfortable. I think Lissandro and Shaw are missed a lot, like an awful, especially Shaw because look, Reguilon's all right, but he's just not been fit. And when he even when he is, it's like he's okay. He doesn't fuck up, but he don't really do anything. Whereas at least with Shaw, he's going to do that thing where gets the ball, doesn't lose it. He'll play the pass in field and he'll make the overlapping run. And he's got that, and he's very hard to stop when he's in that zone. No matter what
Mm.
you think of him, he's not. He's a solid 7 out of 10 player.
Yeah.
Lissandro's extremely press resistant, and then obviously Varane was fit as well, and Varane and Lissandro complemented each other extremely well. In terms of Varane was extremely aggressive, was extremely good at dropping off, extremely good at winning second and first balls. Lissandro was aggressive, but it wasn't costly because he had Varane covering for him and Wan-Bissaka covering for him at times, and Shaw. And even when Martinez was out, you can drop Shaw into centre back, and Malacia was there, who again, I don't really rate Malacia, but he's not losing the ball. He's not necessarily costing you games. So the injuries are a huge thing. I think doesn't help that the only source of goals last year has, I don't know what, bro. Every time he breaks up with his girl,
Yeah.
Rashford,
Yeah. Seriously.
Ralph said it, bro. Ralph was spot on when he said when he was back with his girl, he was the best player in the world, and now he's not with his girl anymore. He's out shagging supermodels and everything like that, and out in Manny being a madman, and he was out in Miami in preseason with Sancho Malacia, getting up to God knows what. And look,
Yeah.
he's in his head's not there, bro. Like when he's trying to dribble at man, he's thinking about
Yeah. He's thinking which one of my girls is watching me.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas last year it was like, okay, Bosh, get onto my right foot, bang, goal. And every
Yeah.
time he was beating his man every time last year
He was.
because he's like, I
He
don't
was.
have to show off. I'm just in my zone.
Yeah.
The
It's
team's
only
at
against
home.
Arsenal this week. It's only against Arsenal he's had like a decent game. I'd say every other game I think he's been
Yeah, look,
garbage.
it's not entirely his fault. I don't think they're finding him enough anywhere near enough. And I also think as well, the teams are doubling up on him,
Mm.
and teams know that's the only thing United can do is get the ball to Bruno. Bruno go burr, Rashford go burr, goal. That's the only thing they can do.
Yeah.
And look, Hoyland's a young lad. He's been good. I've been impressed with him, but he really needs that league goal, man.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really
Double
needs that league
seven.
goal.
007, which I'm surprised at. Obviously, he scored against Brighton, got disallowed. Couple Champions League goals as well, and
Mm,
yeah, he's not doing badly. You can't watch the games and think like why have United signed him, but
mm,
simple. He just needs a goal. You know,
mm.
no need to over explain it. He just needs a goal. Is he getting the service? Probably not, but strikers just find a way, don't they? So yeah, well, look at United's team. Well, look, I do think the quality issues in terms of like,
that back
I don't think
six,
the profile. Who?
that back six is horror.
Yeah, that back six is like it's borderline prem. Like at this rate. Well, far from United standards,
Yeah.
Johnny Evans, Maguire, Lindelof in an inverted role. I mean, why is Lindelof still at Man United? Like, why is he still at
Do
United?
you know what the worst thing is, right? I actually don't think any of them individually have actually been that bad. In fact, Lindelof's been terrible. I'll take him out of the equation. I don't think Dalot individually has been that bad. I don't think Maguire individually. Obviously, he has his bozo moments, like when he's like. I was laughing when the ball comes in and it's just heading it clear. He tries heading it backwards for a corner. What are you doing, bro? Just head it out. Just head it out the other way. It's not hard. But I
Yeah,
think individually, him, Evans, and Dalot haven't been that bad. It's just something's not right with the chemistry.
yeah.
Onana did his best to try and salvage a point today.
Yeah, I think he was good today, and that's probably one of his stronger performances. And obviously, the last game had the penalty save. But yeah, look, I said to you earlier, I don't expect United to win today. Even if United run form, I still expect City to win because City do just have that edge over United. But
City
it's
along.
like, yeah, it's honestly 10 games. There's not been one good Premier League performance. Not one from Man United. I can't think of one. Arsenal game was
Yeah.
probably the best United played.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? As soon as it went 1-0, I knew nothing was going to happen because
Yeah, that was a
City
good
is so
one.
long at 1-0 up, man.
Yeah.
You can't beat
And
them when you're 1-0 up.
they had all their technicians out today: Grealish, Bernardo,
Foden.
yeah, Foden,
Bernardo Silva,
Alvarez.
what a player, by the way, man.
Yeah. Absolute clinic from him today.
So
Rightly,
good.
deservedly got the man of the match. But yeah, it's weird, man. Like it's just when Derby's fall flat like that, it's disappointing. Do wish United had put up more of a fight, but what can you do? It's just I don't know. In terms of the manager's position, we've said it. Like, what's going to happen? A new manager comes in, there's a new bounce, finds a style of play, and then it's second season in.
Well,
It's
doesn't
just
find a style of play.
doesn't find a style of play.
And then they win a couple
I don't
games.
know. I do really think players like Bruno are a problem in terms of that. I don't know.
I agree.
I do really think
I agree.
him and Rashford, but at least I don't know. Rashford's a forward, so I do expect a little bit less.
The thing with Rashford is, right, you don't when people do this thing with him where like because he's not a midfielder and he doesn't get on the ball. When he's not getting the service, people say he's awful. But if the ball, he can't grab it from his own half and pass it to himself behind the defender and then sprint past the defender. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and if he's being double marked, like what's he supposed to do? At the end of the day, he's a forward, he's a goal scorer, he's someone who thrives on space in behind. You wouldn't ask Vinicius Junior or Mbappe or Rafael Leao or Martinelli to come back and do dirty work and then set up their own goals. Like you don't ask these guys, these types of wingers, to do that.
Yeah.
It's not
I agree.
feasible. They're not Leo Messi. Like
yeah, no, I agree. That's why I don't know. I don't really reserve my criticism on Rashford a little bit because I know how he thrives, and when he does thrive, he is quite literally unstoppable. I just think the rest of the team around him. Not saying the team should be built around him, but he's not helped to be honest. With the profile players United have,
I'm
Mason
fine to
Mount.
see the back of Bruno. I'm fine to see the back of Bruno. I've had enough.
Yeah, he's just as I said to you in the group chat. He's a gift and a curse. Gift in the sense of he can pull the moment of magic out, but I am starting to think now. How often is that moment of magic coming now? Once every 10 games. Looks like the Burnley game this season. It's not really regular, and look, something has to be done. Whether it's at least just bringing Mount, just play Mount in the 10. That doesn't inspire me too much, if I'm honest. But like, I don't know, Bruno. Kind of like how Odegaard. I know he obviously got rested, but he got dropped against Sheffield United, and who knows? It might be Smith Rowe for the next game as well now. But yeah, Bruno. Something needs to be done because I think he's been part of so many bad United performances. It's a couple good ones, but a big part of quite a lot of bad ones. So
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
been
know.
he's been synonymous with failure. He has, and
Mm,
at the time when he signed, it was a transformative signing because we'd been bled of good quality midfielder for so long.
mm,
Pogba out of the equation because he was just hot or cold. But I think United really need to rethink every single bit of their strategy, their transfer strategy going forward. I think the days of signing 70, 60 million pound players are over, unless it's an extremely exceptional circumstance.
yeah,
Because it hasn't worked. Like Casemiro, short term, good, but 70 million for a player who you already want to replace now, I'd say. Um, you've got to get smart. You've
yeah,
got to get smart. I think a whole new back four is needed, and I'd look at Portuguese league, lower Premier League teams. I was
mm,
watching Jared Brantwaite today for Everton, and I was thinking, I haven't seen a United
yeah,
defender defend like that for so long, man.
yeah,
For so long. Um,
yeah,
I think that type of signing is good. I think a Diamonde from Sporting Lisbon would be good.
mm,
I think even a Todibo from Nice. Like, you need to be
yeah,
smart with your recruitment. You can't just go and look at someone and be like, yeah, let me slap 80 million. I know it's with United, and when they come, teams add an extra
yeah.
30 million, but just walk away then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I rarely see a United signing where I think that was shrewd, man. Like, yeah, that was that was
Hmm.
smart. It's always like even to an extent, Hoyland. Like, I know he's not I know he's not a big name yet, but it's just look, he's not a bad sign. He's not the problem per se, but he's one of them more niche signings. But it's like
70 million, man. It's nuts.
definitely 70 mil, and I don't know if you've necessarily planned to play with him like that. Clearly the plan was. They want a better Weghorst. But I
It's,
agree. United
yeah.
just get smarter, man. Get
And
Liverpool do it.
the thing with Hoyland is, it's so much pressure for a 19, 20-year-old striker where you should have someone there who can already play, who can pass the mantle to him over the next 6 to 12 months.
Mm,
You should have an experienced, even if you have like a experienced striker like a Giroud, like even if Cavani was still around, or I hate to say it, man, but even if Ronaldo was still around, man,
yeah, yeah, it's true.
even if Ronaldo was still around,
It's true. It's true. That's how Greenwood was kind of was when Ronaldo was there. He was like not necessarily the unstudied, but he wasn't the main man.
hmm,
Lots being expected of a player who's never. I don't know how many goals he got for Atlanta last season. It could have been more than 10 in the league. I don't think.
it was like 8 goals.
Yeah, and with obviously great potential, but to expect him to come and be the guy to again, United were trying to be first in terms of like they were trying to be essentially what like a Red Bull Salzburg were for Haaland or a Dortmund were.
Or a Brighton or something like that.
Yeah, but he still paid 72 million, So unfortunately, with that comes the massive weight of expectations,
Exactly.
which he just won't live up to.
If you're going to spend that money, it needs to be on a guaranteed goal scorer, but
Yeah,
they're not going to. So the solution is just don't spend that money.
yeah, nah, exactly,
Simply.
and just yeah, look at the time. Look, I'll give it to you. I'll give United. Last year at the time felt like I saw that. I was like, that's a little bit of shrewd business. Obviously, he's not gone on to be the greatest signing, but look, he's not the worst signing. He's back
Is
up
my
to
man still
short.
alive?
Is he still alive? That's a great question. I haven't seen him all season, so
I think
well, he might
I
not be. I don't know.
think my man's dead.
Yeah, he might
Last
sadly
time
be
I
dead.
seen him, he was holding Rashford hand in pre-season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where he is, but
The whole Sancho
yeah.
situation is really weird as well.
Who?
Sancho.
Sancho, of course, yeah. It looks like he's going to go in January, though. I don't know where he's going to go. Dortmund back on loan. It doesn't sound like a bad option. I don't know what their squad's really saying in terms of that position, but
Saudi Arabia.
sad.
If
That'll
we
be
can,
that'll be the saddest Saudi. Sorry,
yeah,
that'll be the saddest Saudi transfer yet because like Sancho, player of that much, or
23 years old, 24 years.
23 years old, English
Yeah.
player as well. That would
Do you know what? United
yeah,
could do really well to get rid of Casemiro and Bruno in the summer
mm,
to Saudi.
yeah.
Get to be
I
honest, and Sancho. Get like 150 million for the three of them.
Yeah, and you can do something with that, man.
Yeah.
Like, just you can at least what you could. The main thing you'd be able to do is build a new identity because those players are so well. Casemiro, Bruno, so central to United's identity, and it's the ceiling with that. I've said it. It's not high. It's not Premier League title winning. You might have the odd good game where
Mm.
Bruno scores one goal. Casemiro,
The thing is, I don't actually know what's happened to Casemiro.
yeah, to be honest,
I don't actually like. He went from being so good
yeah,
to like now his bread and butter was he can defend the space, can let the other
mm,
guys go and play, and if he can occasionally chip him with a goal or do something magical. But this season it's been
yeah,
like the guy just can't even defend. He can't like track his runners.
yeah,
Mate, he looks overweight. Like
yeah,
something he's doing in training
yeah,
is not working, or something they did in preseason is not working. They're either being overworked,
yeah.
or a certain amount of being overworked and a certain amount of being underworked, or something. Something's not working, man.
I don't know. He had the regular partnership with Ericsson last season, which they complement each other very well. This season, it's been a bit of chop and change there. Maybe it's that, but and he was always a bit rash. Let's not lie. Like he was getting
Mm.
red cards last season. He's got a couple this season, but yeah, I don't know.
But that happens. That happens to all. I think all DMs have that in them.
Yeah,
All DMs
getting the
have
red
that thing
card.
in them where they can get a yellow or a red card. Maybe other than Declan Rice, but
Yeah,
like Rodri's got it in him. He can pick up yellows, reds.
yeah,
Um, number 5 at Arsenal, he can pick up yellows, reds. Even Casado at Chelsea, like all of these DMs, they have something in them where they can get cards. That's fine. Like
yeah,
you can compensate for that, but just not doing the basics this year is
yeah,
just really
yeah.
poor.
Keep the ball ticking. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, he's never been known to be like he's not crap on the ball. He's never been known to be elite on the ball. But yeah, that's really I don't know this season. That's I don't know. That's not anything to do with age though, which is what's weird. Like you don't lose your ability
you
to
don't
find a
fall off
match.
in 3 months.
Yeah, so God knows what's happened to Casemiro. Obviously, he wasn't playing today. Probably wouldn't have made a difference, which sounds mad. Like when Casemiro used to be out, it's like wow, he's out. Like obviously for that Arsenal game, but now that this season, it was kind of a thing where it's like it's gonna be the same result anyway. Amrabat's there,
He wouldn't have helped
so
them.
is Amrabat on loan by the way?
Yeah, but do you know what? I actually feel a bit bad for him, man.
Yeah,
I didn't think he
yeah,
was. I didn't think he was bad today. Obviously, he got the
yeah.
yellow. It
Mm.
was a stupid yellow. I don't think it was a yellow. Like, obviously, it was just coming together. It was stupid, but I really don't understand the need to take. I would have taken off Ericsson, man. I don't know why
Yeah,
Amrabat got taken off.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, Eric's more creative. I don't know, man. That's
Did you see what Rants called him?
nah.
Haram Rabat.
Oh, I did. He's such a United hater, man. But he's actually a United fan. That's so funny.